Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I am your host, Comic Book Bob. Joined as always by my good friend Hollywood Frank.
HW.
You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk about all the good stuff that happened this week in wrestling. And man, there was a major story this week in wrestling. We're going to get into that. Everything that happened with AEW over the weekend. I barely watched any WWE, so we're not going to talk a whole lot about that. What little bit I did watch, but the big story is Ring of Honor, man. Wow. And that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
And it kind of, Ring of Honor has been kind of on life support the last few months. They were, to their credit, they were probably the company that did the most to protect their talent during the pandemic, and making sure that everybody got paid, making sure everybody was taken care of. They were even people who only had like one or two appearances, who were only scheduled for one or two appearances. They really went out of their way to make sure that people got taken care of. So a lot of credit to Ring of Honor. People run that company, but a lot of us kind of saw the writing on the wall a little bit towards the end of the year. Although they were making some really good moves and stuff, and then this just comes out of nowhere.
Sinclair's not a company that's hurting for cash either,
right? Well, that's the thing too. Is we'll get into that. We'll talk about why I think a lot of this is happening. It definitely involves Sinclair and their motivations, but before that, let's go in here. Let's take a look at what we got. Nobody's leaving any comments. What the hell? Where is everybody?
Yeah, where's Maldacito?
Damn, yeah, Maldacito, brother, where you at? Where is everyone? We got like 3 people watching, so
Maldacito, Courtney.
I'm sure they'll be. Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll be filtering it in, man. Today's a weird day, man. Today's one of those days where you just want to stay in bed. Up north here in Ohio where we're at, it was cold as hell.
Yeah, it was a little nice this afternoon, and it just started going.
Yeah, winter is definitely on its way, if not here.
Might be some of the white stuff coming this weekend.
You know what you can do with that shit. I don't want to talk to that. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get into it. As always, we always start off our show with our favorite segment: the good, the bad, and the ugly. This week, you're going first, brother. What you got for your good, bad, and ugly?
My good. Friday night. Was it Friday or Saturday? I can't remember what it was. Rampage.
Friday Night Rampage. Yep.
Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston.
Everybody's going to be doing that for a while, man, because he's been Daniel Bryan for so long.
Yeah, he was. That match was great. Bryan Danielson. I mean, the guy can go, man. The guy can still go and put on a hell of a match. Tells a good story. And he helps elevate the talent around him.
Oh God,
and that just makes like him and CM Punk. That just makes AEW better having guys like that around. Big Show, Mark Henry, people like that. Even though they're Dustin Rhodes behind the scenes with a lot of things, they help elevate.
Yeah,
and bringing those guys in, hopefully make it a better product moving forward. But yeah, if you haven't seen that match,
every match that Bryan Danielson has been in since going to AEW has been a freaking banger, man.
And now Absolutely. He's going up against was it Orange Cassidy?
No, Moxley, yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's Moxley next.
Well, it's Moxley versus Orange Cassidy, but
Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. I'm sorry, you're right.
You know who's winning that though. It's going to be this is all led to Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. And a lot of people are saying that this could be where Moxley actually turns kind of like he basically goes Austin. He becomes a tweener. Which he kind of already is anyway.
Yeah, and if you saw the end of the Kingston match, Danielson put his hand out to shake it, and no from Eddie Kingston, and then he got in a little verbal spat with CM Punk. So
Yeah. So we're getting Eddie Kingston versus CM Punk. That's gonna be dope. Yeah, man.
That's my good. The bad is bad and sad. The news with Hacksaw. He has prostate cancer. He had I thought it was lung cancer, but I'm not sure. He had cancer. He got over before. He beat it. Now he's got prostate cancer. And good luck to you, tough guy.
Yeah. 60 years old.
Yeah.
And he was just in the hospital to have. They're going. I think they're trying to remove the cancer, aren't they?
I think so.
And that's what the whole thing was about. Yeah, he's definitely needs some thoughts and prayers.
And AJ Styles is out on a non-injury medical issue. That's all I've read about, and they haven't disclosed anything. So not sure if it's COVID related but he's not hurt that he's out, but it's a non-injury related medical issue. So who knows? Hopefully everything's okay with him. And then the ugly, you mentioned it at the beginning.
You're stealing all my shit.
ROH, Ring of Honor, just taking a break. They have their pay-per-view in December.
Taking a break.
And then they're going to be not coming back till after the first quarter next year.
I think they said April, right around April is when they want to try to come back. April, May, something like that. But
want to try to come back. I mean, if
they're using like the announcement that they put out is using a lot of corporate language. But effectively, what's happening is they're shutting down, and then they're going to try to retool it and try to get Sinclair to let them come back. Is my interpretation. We'll talk about some more. But
and they're trying to sell their library, and
they've been trying to sell their library for over a year.
But you've got guys like Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan. Who else? CM Punk was in Ring of Honor for a while. I mean.
Dude,
Adam Cole was there. I mean, you got guys in WWE and AEW that
Seth Rollins
were there. I mean, Seth Rollins wasn't Seth Rollins. That wasn't his name.
Well, he was Tyler Black there, but
but there's guys that from both promotions that are in their video library, and who knows? I mean, the rumor is that I think Tony Schiavone mentioned it, or Jim Ross, that AEW is going to be looking at a streaming service sometime at the end of next year.
Yeah. AEW are really, really, really trying to ramp up. The whole reason that they added a second show was so that they could increase their content. Their intention is to launch a streaming service similar to what WWE used to have before they sold it off. And they would probably be one of the top contenders to get that library. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there were two periods during Ring of Honor that I think were the best matches of those individual people's career. And that's Kevin Steen in like 2012, like his run in Ring of Honor, and CM Punk's, which kind of put Ring of Honor on the map. So, and then like you said, man, like Adam Cole had a really good run during Ring of Honor. The Bucks were there. Bullet Club showed up a lot. I mean, like those days, they showed up a lot in Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has had some amazing friggin' matches, man. They've built some of the best. A lot of the best people in the industry today, cut their teeth in Ring of Honor. Yep. So yeah, Ring of Honor is what AEW is what Ring of Honor should have become. I think part of the reason why they didn't is, and we'll get into that, is because of Sinclair and the way Sinclair kind of viewed them. But then just the management making some bad decisions. But yeah, like AEW is what Ring of Honor should have become.
Yeah, I mean, you look at two promotions that are number 1 and 2 right now. They don't have somebody interfering. WWE is all company owned. AEW is company owned. There's no, when you had WCW, it had Turner, Warner, AOL, all these people sticking their fingers and everything. You don't have that with these two promotions. Where if you Ring of Honor, you got Sinclair can be saying no. But who knows? I mean, there's some great talent over there. Briscoes. It's a tag team. I'd love to see him in AEW, but who knows? I mean, if Ring of Honor is even going to be back next year.
Yeah, and we'll, like I said, we'll talk about that.
What's your GBU?
Sorry.
So I stole some of your thunder. What's your good, bad, and ugly?
Well, you stole some of my shit.
Well, you know what? That's what happens.
My good this week was, like you, Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston in that world title eliminator tournament, man. Dude, anybody who's won, who's had any question as to why Bryan Danielson left the WWE and went to AEW, look no more than the matches that he has had. This dude has been reinvigorated, re-energized. Everything about him is just he's just firing on all cylinders for the first time in a long time. He's pulling out moves that we loved that he had that WWE just didn't want him to do. For whatever reason, whenever a wrestler goes to WWE, the first thing they do is they pare down their offense. Someone like Bryan Danielson, who has so much talent, so much skill, and they limit his arsenal. They cut his arsenal down by like half because I don't understand why. I do, but I don't. But I don't agree with it. They don't like certain moves because they feel like they're not as dynamic and exciting. So they cut them away from people's from their arsenal. But those moves are part of what made those people who they were. Like when Bryan Danielson pulled out that move where he basically manipulates their joints to their elbows up and stomps on the elbow. You know, that move is brutal looking, man. And there's so many different holds and stuff that he was putting people in. They cut down Bryan Danielson is one of the best technical wrestlers in professional wrestling, if not the best technical wrestler in professional wrestling. And that's saying something, but because Zack Sabre Jr. exists.
Yeah.
Man. Oh my God, I would love to see those two do.
Yeah, and if I was Pete Dunne, I would be afraid to be going up to the main roster because he's the same thing. He's a joint manipulator type guy.
Yeah. Pete Dunne's not going to be a world champion on the main roster. Because he's not the kind of person that Vince wants. Braun Breaker is the kind of person that Vince wants. That's the kind of person that Vince will push as a main eventer for WrestleMania. Pete Dunne, he'll use him for a little bit, and then he'll be in the mid card just like everybody else.
Yep.
But yeah, that match with him and Eddie Kingston, man, goddamn, dude, it was so good. And we've always said like we were talking about before, Eddie's awesome at everything, but he's honestly mediocre in the ring. He could tell a good story, but he's not going to be one of those guys when you think about like his ability in the ring. He's not going to be one of those top people. Man, you put him in there with someone like Bryan Danielson, he looks like a goddamn world champion, man. And that's how good that's how you could tell that how good a freaking wrestler is when they can take everybody around them and just elevate them and just make them better. And if they can take somebody who's good and make them look great, and they can take somebody that's great and make them look like a god. So yeah, and like I said, I love the story that we're telling in that match. Every match Bryan Danielson has had has been a damn near dream match. So it was awesome. It was awesome. And on a card that was really good, that was the best match. That's probably the best wrestling match I've seen all definitely the best wrestling match of the week.
Yeah.
My bad. Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor is the big story, so I'm not surprised we have that overlap. Came out of nowhere. We're going to talk about that a lot more. I'm also going to talk about where I would like to see some of the people from Ring of Honor go, where I think a lot of them are going. I think a lot of them already have their path is already set. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about their announcement and talk about, like I said, the language of it and what I think is really happening. But unfortunately, yeah, that's where we're at. Ring of Honor, maybe no more. And then the ugly. Britt Baker had a match against Abaddon this weekend at Rampage, and they tried to kill each other. Table spots are rough. You know, they look rough no matter what. But when the table doesn't break, it looks even more painful. And honestly, I think it is, because they're hitting that thinking that it's going to give and that they're going to have some slowdown of their momentum and everything. And when they finally get to the floor, man, when they come out of that thing and they hit that table and it's solid, I think the first thing that goes through their mind is, oh shit. But twice, the tables that they did a table spot and the table didn't break. And that first time when Britt came off the apron and just hit that thing, and then you could see it on her face. She hit that thing and then she just slid off. I was like, yeah, she's like, I was fully expecting one of those pictures that they post after a match where they show their back and it just looks like somebody beat the shit out of them. I fully expected Britt to show something like that and be like, yeah, tables suck. But wow, man, that table spot, it was like, whoa, something else, man.
Nothing can be worse though than the King of the Ring with Shane versus Kurt Angle. I think that was like in 2000.
Oh my god, man! It was
that was the worst. That was worse than trying to go through a table.
Oh god, dude! When he went through the friggin' the glass panes and the friggin'
the plexiglass or whatever.
Jeez, dude. And wasn't it the first time he threw it towards when he just bounced off of it?
He bounced and slid.
Yeah, and then he chucked it through enough force and it shattered. It was like, oh god, dude. Like Kurt was like, I don't give a shit what happens. You're going through this damn thing. It's like, holy crap, bro. But man, I'm trying to think of like all the times that they were like a bad table spot. Dude, the worst had to have been was it Nick Gage? And when they, oh my god, they went through like 4 tables and light tubes and shit. I think it was Nick Gage and Joey Janela, if I'm not mistaken. And literally, it was like you saw the start. You're like, well, they're both dead. They're legitimately both dead. So, yeah, man. Yeah, table spots. People need to put a little more respect on them, man, because they can end up sucking bad.
I don't know when New Jack threw what's his name off the scaffolding through the table.
Dude, there's, like I said, man, I've watched many death matches in my time. Cactus Jack, Terry Funk. I'm not a big fan of death matches, but I get it. But man, sometimes I watch them and I go, this is not worth doing. It's just, you're legit gonna die. And I'm like, man, forget it.
New Jack wanted to kill that guy.
New Jack was just a freaking lunatic, so. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get into the Ring of Honor stuff, let's take a look at the AEW. I did not watch. I watched a little bit of WWE this week. I watched what was it? I watched Kevin Owens versus Big E. That was a really good. I mean, there was a lot of innuendo in that match with Kevin kind of and him saying this makes me kind of think that maybe he's not. This is just all a work, and he's not really going to be leaving in January.
It's possible.
It's possible, but really, it was so basically he had a match against
Big
E. Seth Rollins was out there cackling like a demon as usual. I'm 50-50 on Seth right now. The whole cackling, mastermind thing. I liked him better when he was, AKA the Architect. I think that was the best time for Seth Rollins. But yeah, it was a good match. I mean, probably the best match of the night. Damian Priest. I'm trying to think of the other matches I watched. Damian Priest versus T-Bar, which, for the love of God, stop calling him T-Bar. Just call him Dominic Dijakovic, for God's sake. It's just the freaking the Retribution is a storyline that needs to just die forever. But other than that, I don't really remember a whole lot. Like I said, Kevin Owens is awesome. Any match you put him in is automatically going to be decent, at least decent. Him versus Big E was good. I especially like the ending when Owens tried to apologize to Big E because he basically kind of cheated to win. And he said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." Big E, remembering all the times that Kevin Owens screwed everybody and lied, was basically like, "I don't believe you," and then beat the shit out of him. So that was good. And we've always said, and I've always said, from the start, the problem is not the talent at WWE. WWE's is stacked with talent. Some of the best professional wrestlers in the world, both in men and women's division. It's just how they book them. It's where they place them. It's basically the management, everything else there. Yep. So,
yeah, and you had Finn Balor versus Chad Gable.
Yep, which Chad Gable I think is 100% leaving. I know his contract is up very soon too. I think there's a bunch of people that their contract is up sometime next year, and I think his is up early in the first quarter of next year. I think he's gone. He's got so many people that are telling him to jump ship. So I think he's out. And there's other people as well, but yeah, and that goes to show you just how much where WWE is as far as I'm concerned, because I don't even remember the rest of the card. I think Rey Mysterio had another match where they were pushing him and Dom splitting up. The women's match was pointless. Not the first match, Becky versus Bianca, but
yeah, that was.
But there was another one I can't even remember.
You had a tag match, and you had Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley, but I don't even remember who they fought because it doesn't matter because they're the only legitimate tag team in the entire thing. So, but yeah, it was Raw was what it always is. It was, that was it. But and then I think. The only thing I remember from SmackDown is Usos versus the New Day, which those two teams, man, even though we've seen this match a million times, it's always going to be good because they're good. I think I remember Corbin and Fucko versus Nakamura and Boogs, and that was just a festering bowl of dog shit. Shotzi versus Charlotte is the only thing I remember from that show. That and Heyman's freaking promo, man. God damn, how good is Heyman on promos, man?
He's really good.
Yeah, God, jeez, dude. He did a promo about the Usos, because Roman wasn't at the show. And but that promo he cut about the Usos was amazing. You know, it's what they do. But it's what he does, man, and he's amazing at it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I did. I watched of WWE. Now, Dynamite and Rampage is a completely different story. Punk versus Fish was really good. I mean, it was really, really good. So that's a dream match right there. And I love how everybody's waiting for Punk to kind of get back into that mode that he was in, where he was complaining about everything and just shooting on things. Like, I like the fact that they're taking this slow. The guy is back in wrestling. He actually cares and loves wrestling again. So that when he does make that turn that we eventually know is going to happen, it's just going to be, it's going to be an awesome story that goes with it. So all these people that are like complaining about they want it, I was like, guys, just chill. Wait, let this thing run its course, you know?
And going back to Raw, who really cares right now about Mysterio versus Dominic? I mean, really?
It's, dude.
I mean, I know the building up to that, but really?
I'm at the point now where the storytelling in WWE outside of Roman, outside of that storyline, man, and I don't really care about anything else. And the reason I don't care about anything else is because they're inconsistent. It's incredibly inconsistent. I didn't even watch NXT this week. I didn't give a shit. I can't be asked to give a shit. I'm not having fun with WWE, so I'm watching as little of it as possible. But I try to keep up with the Roman stuff because, like I said, that's the best thing going on right now. But yeah, so Fish versus Punk was awesome, which I expected to be. Bobby Fish is a guy that they need to hook him up with. They need to hook him up with Pinnacle, I think, because he's a guy that would work really, really well in the Pinnacle. Dude, think about this: a tag team with him and Shawn Spears. That would be dope as shit, man. I would really like to see him hook up with one of those with those guys, or maybe even have him hook up with Andrade. You know, I mean, he's the kind of guy who works really, really well in a faction. I mean, because look, we saw how awesome he was when he was part of Undisputed Era. So that was awesome. Sammy Guevara versus Ethan Page was pretty good. Dude, and then everything was about the World Title Eliminator tournament with the promo from Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston. We knew that match was going to be dope as hell. But for me, the match of the night was Serena Deeb versus Shida.
Yeah.
And everybody was saying, and I tell you, I was right. I said this. Everybody said that Shida was turning heel, and I said, no, they're not. It's going to be Serena Deeb. So Deeb is the one who's going to turn heel. No, it's going to be Shida. Guess what happened? Who was right? Me. So shut the hell up. Hey, we finally got some people. There's some kind of, I think what's going on is there's a major delay between our show and the broadcast. But Maldacito said, "Hey, a lot of people, stay puff stuff, bad WWE. Good, stay puff stuff, bad WWE. The ugly Ring of Honor. Yeah, Ring of Honor is that story is crazy, man. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Big Daddy in the house.
BD.
The Guardian of Chaos. Yo. Hope all is well. Checking in on the council. Everything is well, sir. And thank you very, very much, Hank, for coming and hanging out with us, Big Daddy. Everybody else, check out Big Daddy at the Guardian of Chaos. He's got a channel. He's also got a Twitter. Does some awesome stuff. This guy's been around forever. And the stories that he can tell, man.
Yeah.
But we all want to sit and learn at the knee of the master. So
Yeah, Big Daddy, hoping to have a blessed day today.
yes, sir.
Courtney, you're not the only one that's tardy, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, like I said, man, the broadcast is just it's like the amount of time in between is weird. But you showed up, you're here now. We appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Leg Kick says, "Hail, hail, my brother." But yeah, so the D versus Hikaru Shida, awesome match. Dark Order versus the Elite. This was very polarizing for a lot of people, man. A lot of people didn't like because they came out as the Ghostbusters, and then the Dark Order came out, of course, in some a lot of cowboy stuff. Guardian Kid says, "Man, my channel has cowboys on it. No subscribers. Hey, dude, man, come on here, man, and hang out with us. And we'll try to help get you some people over there. Definitely check that out, guys. But give it, like I said, the Big Daddy, he has 1,000,001 stories to tell, and like I said, this is a guy that knows the ins and outs of the industry. He's known everybody, and like I said, some of those stories that of what happens behind the curtain, man, those are the things that really set it up, set me off, and he's got 1,000,000 of them. So, Courtney says, "Hey Mel, Big Daddy and Leg Kick." Courtney said the ending was hilarious. Yeah, dude, the ending. The thing I think a lot of people were upset about was they felt that it was too cartoonish, because of the whole like proton pack thing and everything. But here's the thing: the proton packs they had in their backs were made of metal and plastic and stuff, and they were selling them through the whole match. Like they were, yes, they were. It was kind of corny and weird and goofy when they would use them as weapons. But when somebody turned the table, I'm like, when they threw them into the turnbuckle with those things on, and they sold the fact that they hurt. So I get that. I get that a lot of people just didn't like it. It was a gimmick match. It was 100% a gimmick match. Yep. But as far as gimmick matches go, it was entertaining. And dude, as soon as we saw the people in the different, like wearing like the Stay Puft Marshmallow costume and the horse, dude, we knew what was going to happen. We knew what was going to happen. And like I knew immediately, it was like one of those, like just the way that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was walking around, it's like, that's Hangman. So, and then when he pulled that mask off, that crowd lost their shit. So that match did exactly what it was meant to do. It was meant to be goofy. It was meant to be a little silly, but it was just meant to be fun. And it's Halloween, have some fun. Guardian says, "Smile, Hollywood. You look too pissed." He was doing DoorDash for 8 hours today, man. So
seven.
Well, almost 8. Right. But he said, "You look cantankerous."
So who do you got? So who do you got in the finals there, Mr. Rob? We already know about the men's. What about the women's bracket?
The women's eliminator.
Because right now you got is Ruby Soho, Statlander, Shida, Rose, is it Red Velvet and Cargill? Or that mess up, or did Red Velvet Bunny that already happened, right?
Yeah, Red Velvet Bunny already happened.
And Anna Jay was against Jamie Hayter.
Shit. I'm trying to blow it up here so I can see it.
So you got it could be Thunder Rosa versus Ruby Soho, maybe.
I think it's going to come down to Soho and Jade Cargill.
Oh, you think Cargill's going to take out Thunder Rosa?
I don't want her to. I want it to be Thunder Rosa. I think Thunder Rosa deserves to have a belt in AEW. But I know that they are really, really high on Jade. Here's the thing. I like Jade. I think Jade has big upside. She's just so suspect in the ring, man. She's just she's and we say it all the time. She's greener than goose shit. So
thanks, Courtney. Red Velvet is Friday. So if she wins, she goes up against Cargill.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
she's going to beat Penelope Ford.
Yeah, and but unfortunately, I think I really, her versus Cargill is going to be the decision. Rosa versus Cargill is going to decide who is it. Whoever wins that is probably going to win the belt.
You think they'll beat Soho?
The three people, the three people in the running in my mind are Cargill, Thunder Rosa, and Soho. If whichever one, but I think if Thunder Rosa beats Cargill, then I think Thunder Rosa is going to take the belt.
Well, yeah.
If Cargill beats Thunder Rosa, I think Ruby's taking the belt. But there is always that off chance that they're going to put the belt on Cargill because they're super high on her, and I don't think I understand what you're saying. I agree with you 100%. But
this is Cargill right now.
Yes,
green.
I agree. Yeah, you'll hit it on the head, man. Either way, there's big botch potential. So, I really want, and that's the other thing. If Thunder Rosa's, Rosa's probably going to be the next AEW women's heavyweight champion. So there's the possibility of that. Why I don't think she's going to be in there, but we'll see what happens. But hey, Yule Carter stopping in.
Yeah.
Appreciate the brother.
Jay versus Hater in a battle of will I end up dehydrated after the match? Nice.
I'm expecting big things from Jamie Hayter next year, man. I think they're going to really push her, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to say right now. There's 4 people I think that would be a good that you could put that belt on. Well, there's 3 people that you could put that belt on, and I think it would be a big deal. And then there's a 4th person that I think that they possibly could put on there, but the 4 people I think that have a chance of wearing that belt is Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, Ruby Soho, and my brain doesn't want to work.
Statlander?
No, Nyla Rose.
But
she's a possibility, man. But anybody but Cargill would be a decent decision. So, but we'll see, But yeah, that was, and like I said, that was Dynamite. Rampage we already talked about, and because I don't want to spend too much time in this. I want to talk about the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Ty Conti, dude. Ty Conti's popular, man.
She is.
That's the thing, and she's improved drastically in the ring.
I like her better than Cargill.
Oh well, yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, Cargill's so green. But yeah, Mount says, "What's up, Yule?" I appreciate everybody stopping in, guys. Like I said, but I'm going to shift gears here. Like I said, we wanted to talk about the matches that we thought were awesome. But we got to talk about Ring of Honor.
You'll never quit watching wrestling.
No, Yule didn't quit watching wrestling. He just decided to lurk from the shadows and take a shit on it whenever he felt like it. But we love Yule, and he's more than welcome to come hang out and express his opinions that we all disagree with. But yeah, Ring of Honor. So like I said, everybody knows kind of the story. Out of the blue, Ring of Honor just came out and said, that they were shutting everything. Let me read the announcement. They said, this is the statement that they put out on social media. Throughout the pandemic, our top priority was to keep everyone healthy and safe. And despite not producing any live events over 18 months, we were able to keep everyone fully contracted. That's a big deal, and I applaud them greatly for that. A lot of people have been talking about this and saying that, and I agree with them, that next to New Japan, Ring of Honor was the company that really put everybody out there and protected them. And I think they deserve a lot of credit for that. And I think that's also, however, unfortunately, what led into the possibility of their demise. Continues, we now find ourselves at a time when we need to make changes to our new business operations. and are planning a pivot for Ring of Honor with a new mission and strategy. The year will culminate with a final battle in December, and we will be taking the first quarter of 2022 to work internally to reimagine Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has the most dedicated fans in the industry, and we appreciate their loyalty and patience as we reconceptualize Ring of Honor. We anticipate returning to live events in April for the Supercard of Honor with a new fan-focused product and provide a unique experience for wrestling fans. So there's a lot of corporate jargon in there. Yul said, "I love y'all. Gotta go prep. Gotta go for my prep. We'll watch later. Ring of Honor for life." Yeah, we talked about, dude. There have been Ring of Honor's had some amazing eras, and like I said, and that's why I think that their library is really valuable. And I honestly think AEW is going to take that library because, like they said, they want to build a streaming service. That's God, what? That's what? 15 years of content.
Yeah.
Like 12, 14, at least 12, 13, 14 years of content. So, yeah, that's going to be really valuable. And I think they're the ones that are going to snatch it up. Courtney says, I hope they all find jobs somewhere. Yeah, we're going to talk about where we think some of these people are going to go. But,
I don't know how much, I don't know how much they're asking for the library, but if I was Khan, just grab it.
Yeah, like whatever. You just say, whatever anybody else offers you, I will offer you X number of $1 million more. Just put that out there and be like, let me have it. But some of the language that they're using in here, planning a pivot for Ring of Honor, a new mission and strategy, reimagining and reconceptualization. What this tells me, and what the common consensus that most people have, is that Ring of Honor is going to do one of two things. They're either going to, what do you laugh when you smile? You got this smirk on your face. It's like, what the hell? They're either going to become basically like an indie where they're not going to have a whole lot of a roster. What are you reading? It's distracting the shit out of me, man.
I need some coffee.
Hollywood needs some coffee. Yeah, there you go. Everyone's saying you're so dour faced right now. But they're gonna be like a glorified indie, where they're only gonna have maybe a handful of people on their roster, but the rest of their shows are gonna be made up of people that they bring in for one or two shows and then leave. And the reason why most people think that they're gonna do that is because of Sinclair and the way that Sinclair has backed them. Sinclair, they never really quite bought into Ring of Honor, I don't think. I think they saw the potential for Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor was profitable for most of the years that it's run. But I don't think Sinclair was really, they were like, hey, we're willing to go this far and no farther. You know what I mean? They were never really willing to go to the level of like an AEW. You know what I mean? Or a New Japan or something like that. They had their limit. And that, I think, really colored all the decisions that they made going forward. And I think that's part of the thing that hamstring them. And I think that's what they're doing now is they're saying, we can cut, if we go to like the indie style for our shows, we're not going to have these people on these big contracts. You know what I mean? Like if you can, like say, I think, what was his name? Their champion. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. But
I think he had a contract for like $150,000 a year. Instead of paying him $150,000, they can do a show. Say, hey, we want you for this show. We'll pay you $4,000, $4 or $5,000. You know what I mean? If you can make $4 or $5,000 in one night, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then you don't have, basically there's no overhead for them is what I'm saying. So because of that, I think that's what they're going to go with that so that they don't have any overhead for their company. And ultimately they'll make more money. They'll make more profit versus the money they put into it. Unfortunately, because you do that, and I don't think that they're really looking at this. They're going to be suspect to the whims of other companies. Because what happens if you let's say you put the belt on Jonathan Gresham, okay, and then AEW decides that they're going to put hey Gresham, we want to put you under contract. Your champion is now under contract with another company, and any of his appearances are going to be suspect to the whims of that company.
Yep.
So it's a big problem. Courtney put it there. Who owns Ring of Honor? Sinclair still controls Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Sinclair Broadcasting.
Sinclair Broadcasting, which Sinclair is not hurting for money. Sinclair is rich as shit. All right, which is why this whole thing just like that's why I say they never really bought into Ring of Honor, and I think that's why I think they want to keep Ring of Honor because I think they see value in its library, but I don't think that they're not looking at it like Tony Khan does with AEW. Let's be real, Ring of Honor is going to slip to NWA territory now, and they need to adjust and decide what's best for the future. Yeah, honestly, I would feel better if they just put Ring of Honor up for sale, period. Not just the library, but the entire thing. Because I think even if somebody that doesn't have as much money as Sinclair, and like I said, Sinclair's got deep pockets. Somebody that's going to try to make it the best wrestling show possible, I think is a better situation than a company that's like gonna put a handcuff on them. Leg kick. I hope the Briscoes. I agree with you 100%.
Briscoes versus FTR.
I'm so desperate for the Briscoes to go to AEW because AEW is the company where tag team wrestling thrives.
Yep.
And you talk about a company. You talk about a company that they go to AEW. I really think the Briscoes are going to take off. They weren't like Ted Turner. Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah, you don't want the Briscoes in WWE. They'll end up splitting them up in 6 months.
No, definitely. And I don't think the Briscoes would go work for WWE. I think they're one of those tag teams and one of those families that are like, yeah, screw WWE. No, Courtney, the Briscoes and Wes Briscoe are not related. Yeah, that kicked this. Looking forward to Rush joining Andrade in AEW. It's possible, very possible. I want Matt Taven in AEW. So everybody's talking about who they want in AEW. Let's go over the Ring of Honor
roster
here real quick. Hang on, I've got this. I'll share it here. So share the screen from tab. Ring of Honor. There we go. Okay, so some of these guys we already know where they're going. Let's see here. So Bateman, Brody King. Bateman and Brody King, I know, are both wrestling on New Japan Strong. So I almost 100% certain that that's where they're going to end up. They're going to end up on New Japan, especially since New Japan is really trying to beef up their Western presence, their presence here in the U.S. And they really are. And like I said, they've been doing Ring of Honor taping, New Japan Strong tapings since pretty much New Japan Strong started.
Courtney, I would say no on Mike and Maria. I would not go back to WWE if I were them.
Do you see Mike and Maria going back? No, they did. They hated their time in WWE. I can see Marie and Mike going to Impact.
Yeah,
that I could see. Dalton Castle. I also think he would go to Impact as well.
Courtney Love could go back to AEW or Impact.
Angelina Love, you mean?
Or Angelina Love, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, she could definitely go back to Impact. Dalton Castle could definitely go back to Impact. Danhausen is going to, dude, 100%. I think he's going to AEW. He's got a lot of friends in AEW. He's big. He's friends with Ethan Page. his kind of gimmick would go over really well in AEW. I don't know if you guys watch Ethan Page's blog, his toy blog, but he's on that thing all the time. Yeah, he did, Courtney. The show over the weekend, he didn't just break it, man. He broke his leg. He broke his fibula and his tibia. So he broke his leg.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Yeah, he signed. Yeah, but here's the thing: all the talent that are signed with, he just did the Jericho Cruise too. All the talent that is signed with Ring of Honor, even though their contracts are going to be honored all the way through, I think to like the latest that one of their contracts goes through, I think it's to March. Even though they're going to honor their contracts all the way through, they have given them permission to sign with whoever they want. So these guys can go anywhere that they want. But like I said, King and Bateman definitely go on to, I think, Ring of Honor. God damn it, to New Japan. Dalton Castle, I think he would do really well in Impact. Danhausen, he's kind of a wild card, but I think he's got a lot of friends in AEW. Delirious is one of those. He's actually wrestled on a couple of different shows. I'm not sure where he's going to go. He's going to go but he'll go somewhere. He's one of those journeyman guys. Dragon Lee is a high flyer. That dude can go just about anywhere.
Yeah, probably go to AAA.
He could go to AAA. Honestly, I think I could see him doing really well in New Japan as well. Yeah. Like I said, New Japan puts a lot of stock into their light junior heavyweight division, and I think he'd do really well there. EC3, I think Impact.
Definitely not going to WWE.
No, he's not going to WWE. I could see him going to Impact, or I could see him just staying a free agent. And Maria, yeah, you know what? That's actually a really good point. Leg kick. Maria and Mike Bennett going to NWA. That's where I really think the two of them could probably thrive. Dragon Lee and MLW. I could see him go to MLW. MLW though has been lately, they've really been pushing the big guys. You know, guys like Hammerstone and what's his name, Mil Muertes. So they're pushing the big guys over there. So, but I could see he's one of those guys that he's talented enough that he could go just about anywhere. The Briscoes, man, they gotta go to AEW. They have to. I mean, they have to go to AEW. I know there's other people that say that they could go to MLW, they could go this place or that place. No, they need to go to AEW, man. I need to see those matches. So yeah, and I think that they look at the way that tag team wrestling is treated in AEW, and they're like, that's where we can thrive. MLW was released now. Yeah, they are, but at the same time, when you have something like this, when you have a glut of talent that's just put out there, it's going to be tempting for everybody. So Jay Lethal, he's the guy that I really think is going to be in trouble with this, because if this was 10 years ago, that guy would be going to WWE 100%, because he's such an over-the-top personality. He would 100% thrive there, but now he's in his 40s now, isn't he?
Something like that. Yeah, he's been around a long time.
He's been around a long time, dude. But
the black macho man.
He's not as old as I thought he was. He's 36.
That's it. Wow.
He's still not going to WWE though, because they don't want someone his age. Maldacito said Lethal is going to Impact. Yeah, I think that's the best fit for him, to be completely honest. I think if he goes there, he would immediately be inserted into the world title scene.
Yep.
So I think that's the best place for him to go. Maldacito said, I want Flamita in AEW. He needs to be on the big stage. You know what, dude? The only thing about him that I question is he going to stand out enough on a roster when you've got the Lucha Brothers, you got Jungle Boy, you got so many high flyers, man. And like I said, I agree with you. I think he's a talent, and I think he would do well. Honestly, that's the kind of guy I think could go to New Japan and really shine. WWE is going to be to fire a bunch of people this week. It's possible. I mean, we knew that there was another round of cuts going to be coming soon. It'll probably be half of their remaining women's division, the way they've been acting.
It'd be half of NXT, the old half.
Yeah, this is the guy that I'm really interested in seeing where he goes. Jonathan Gresham is awesome, dude. He's another one of those technical wrestlers that's right up there with. I don't think he's quite on the same. I don't think he's quite on the same level as Bryan Danielson, but he's really, really, really good.
Yeah, I could see the Retribution, all three of those guys being let go by WWE.
Oh God, yeah. Marty, what about Marty Scurll? Well, Scurll still wrestles. He just hasn't wrestled lately, guys, because of the scandal. Because before the whole scandal thing went down, he had a match with Nick Aldis over in NWA. So, as far as where he's going to go, it depends on how bad the heat is on him. I know people say that they don't agree with me. I know for a fact he's still friends with the Bucks. He's still friends with the Bucks. He's still friends with Kenny. I could see him showing up in AEW. I could still see it, I could also see him possibly showing up in Impact. So it just depends on how much bullshit they want to deal with. He was an Octagon. That's a natural future. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Maldacito. I just don't know if he's going to thrive in AEW the way he would maybe somewhere else. I know they probably sign him in a heartbeat, but I'm thinking about not just where I want them to go, but where I think they would do the best. And I don't think he's going to be really stand out in AEW as much as he would if he went to like New Japan. Jay Lethal at NWA as well would be interesting too, and Cyrus Young. Jay Lethal, he's such a bombastic personality, though. I really think he would do better in Impact, because Impact, I think, would just let him go wild and just do whatever the hell he wanted. But Jonathan Gresham, man, I would really like to see him. I'd really like to see him go to I'd like to see him go to AEW, man. I'd like to see him, but at the same time, he's another one of those guys I think could go to New Japan, compete in the junior heavyweight division, and just be a top guy. Some of these guys could go to right now. New Japan is hurting. They're hurting pretty bad. They're not in any danger of shutting down or anything, but they're hurting as far as the talent they have and whatnot. That's why they picked up Buddy Murphy. They snatched him up as quick as they possibly could. And like I said, for a place that smaller guys can thrive in, that's New Japan.
Well, I know they were starting a New Japan or trying to get something started over in the States. Do they have any guys locked in that they could move over there or pick up to put New Japan US?
New Japan US has actually got a lot of talent right now. Like I said, a lot of the guys in Ring of Honor have been showing up in New Japan for a while now. Kenny King was over there. Like I said, Bateman and Brody King were. I think even Dalton. I think Dalton Castle was over there a couple of times. But Bateman and Brody King are mainstays in for New Japan Strong. I think Gresham was over there a couple of times. I'm trying to remember everybody who was over there. Like I said, I think Kenny King was over there. The Briscoes were never over there, which I never understood. It was like them versus the GOD is like, that's like a necessity. PJ Black, he's another one. He's another guy that was a constant over in at New Japan Strong. So like I said, those guys, I think those guys, New Japan will snatch them up in a heartbeat. Session Moth Martina, she's in one of those women's division people. She'll probably go to Impact.
Any of the women, because I don't know, Ring of Honor is one of some of the other ones, but any of the women that you think would do good in AEW or help elevate it?
Their women's division was really, they had just starting really pushing them and building them up. They've got a couple people that I think are gonna be good. Sumi Sakai, she's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I know Angelina Love. I used to watch her in Impact and TNA.
I honestly,
so I've seen her go before, but she's getting up there.
Yeah, I honestly, the women's, like I said, the women's division, they had just started really putting some real power behind. So, and that's why I said, like I said, they were making moves through the year, and like that's what I said. So them making this decision was really shocking. But I'm trying to think, they have other people on there besides who we're seeing here that come in and out. So we'll see, but those are the people that I'm really looking at and thinking, like I need to see these people go to this place. Who else? So they're champions right now. Bandito is the world is the world champion. Roxy is the women's champion. Dragon Lee is their TV champion. Dragon Lee's like probably the biggest guy that they have right now as far as their singles is concerned. Josh Woods is the Pure champion. The Pure tournament is that's something I really hope. This is why I'm jock rocking this in my head. This is why I hope Tony Khan buys Ring of Honor. Because I want him to buy the Pure Championship. I want him to buy the Pure tournament. That tournament is one of the coolest and most interesting tournaments in all of AEW and in all of wrestling. That tournament is so. Oh wait, she said she can't hear us.
Who can't hear us?
Courtney says that she can't hear us. I don't know. Let me drop out and come back in real quick.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Hello. Hi. Can you hear me? All right, Malasita can hear it.
All right, is that better?
Well, Malasita can hear us.
Okay, okay, so maybe it's on your end, Courtney. Maybe reload YouTube. Let me put this in here. See, try reloading YouTube. See if that fixes it. All right, because it seems to be on your end. Let me reshare that what I was looking at from tab. Share. Kenny King and Dragon Lee were the tag team champions. Shane Taylor Promotions were the 6-man tag team champions. Yeah, there were a lot of like the Pure Championship was a really cool tournament, and I would really like to see that tournament come back. That Corey said that fixed it. Okay.
Cool.
But yeah, so like that tournament, I would really love to see that tournament continue. Which if Ring of Honor does what they do, they probably would still do it anyway. But I would really like to see people like Daniel Bryan in that. I'd like to see people like Zack Sabre Jr. in that. There's a lot of people that I would like to see that we probably wouldn't get normally, but if it was part of AEW, that possibility grows. But yeah, that's kind of where I would like to see a lot of these people go. I'll be the first person to admit I'm not as up on their women's division as it probably should be. Because, like I said, they were doing a lot of major moves though to try to promote it though. And I know that there were a lot of indie women that were thriving in Ring of Honor. So you would like to see that continue. Yeah, dude, I've always been a fan of the Ring of Honor belts.
Yeah, and I know you were talking that you're hoping to maybe see the Briscoes in the World Tag League.
Oh god damn it, dude! All right, so you had to say that, didn't you? All right, so JPW. Here we go. Let me pull this up. The schedule. Come on. So World Tag League starts November 13th.
That's the exact same date that we're going to be doing Full Gear.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
Uh-huh. I'm not going to sleep that weekend. So, but yeah, so World Tag League and Best of the Super Juniors is going to run consecutively. So Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days in a row, we're going to get World Tag League. And then we're going to get, so Saturday, I think we're getting both. I think we're getting World Tag League and Super Junior matches. And then Sunday, I think it's just World Tag League. Monday, I think it's just Super Juniors. And they're going to do that all the way through to December 15th. Okay, so a little over a month. If the Briscoes, because Ring of Honor has already taped all the shows they're going to tape. They're going to have one big pay-per-view show, and then that's it. They're done. So they could show up. They could, like New Japan, and I guarantee you, New Japan is looking at this, is going, okay, so you know the GOD is going to be in it. 100%. There's a rumor that FTR is going to be in it because because of the AAA championship, and they could actually go do that and not worry about TV tapings for them for a while because they were off television for like a month not too long ago. The only problem with that is AEW and AAA and New Japan actually don't get along very well because New Japan has a agreement with CMLW. I want it to happen. I really want it to happen. But if we could get GOD, the Briscoes, and FTR and FinJuice in World Tag League, man.
And the Lucha Brothers.
Lucha Brothers can't do it.
Oh.
They can't do it. There's no dude. Jock rocking it in my head, I would have the Lucha Brothers, I would have friggin' FTR, I would have the Bucks, I would have Jurassic Express, I'd have the Dark Order, I'd have everybody over there in Japan, along with the Briscoes and the Von Erichs, and just and then I'd have Josh Alexander in the Best of the Super Juniors, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. But the Briscoes is a possibility that could actually happen now because there's 2 weeks for them to figure this thing out. It'd be a huge payday for them. It would be a big deal for them. Ring of Honor has a long time working relationship with New Japan. And if they if the Briscoes showed up in World Tag League, holy shit, the whole of the wrestling community would lose their nugget. I know I would.
You lose your nugget anytime New Japan has something exciting.
Yes, because I know it's going to be awesome. Just yes.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can, Courtney. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. We can all dream. But and getting back to that, I love the look of the new, a championship belt should look like something special. That's why I hate the WWE belts right now. They all look like shit.
Go down a little bit on your screen. Right there. Nope. Right there. 6-man champions. That's what
that's what AEW
that's
needs.
what AEW needs.
Yeah, I would love to see that, and I think that's coming. I just don't think that I don't know. I don't know what's holding them back. But dude, look at that! Look at that TV belt, man. Damn, that's pretty.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful belt. And the World Championship was. I always liked the World Championship belt, but yeah, I mean that's kind of what's going on with I think is going on with Ring of Honor right now. Honestly, I think that everyone's right. I think that they're looking to turn them into basically a glorified indie. The Sinclair, they'll still put them on television because they make money doing that. But I think the Sinclair is looking to do that because I think they're going to cut down on their costs. But like I said, man, that's putting themselves out there in some serious situation if they put the belt on somebody and that person gets signed that week. Because like if God forbid they get signed by WWE, because they ain't making any appearances. Period.
Yeah, it'd be like Ric Flair when he walked in there with the big gold belt.
Yeah, they're like, well, it'll be like, no, it'll be like, okay, you need to take that belt, throw it in the garbage.
Medusa.
Yeah,
Medusa.
They won't do it on television, but Vince will just be like, yeah, you can get rid of that piece of shit. So. But yeah, I think that's what's going on. That's honestly, I don't know what else to touch on. I think we're done.
I mentioned it briefly, but we got our show next week on the 9th, and then 4 days later, we'll be doing Full Gear. So the 9th and then the 13th next week.
Yep, we will be live streaming Full Gear. During the show, we will probably be putting the link out there for people to come in and talk and hang out with us and give us their opinions on what's going on and just generally hanging out with everybody and having fun. So share it with everybody, talk to everybody. I'm going to try. I'm talking to Justin and Marcus from the Burton the Villain. I'm going to see if we can maybe get them on there. Justin's fun to talk to, man. He's just fun. Maybe we can get Big Daddy for a little bit. Who knows? Try to get Boogie, maybe Yule, whoever we can get. Reminder, we cannot show the matches. We will not be showing the match. We will be reacting to the match. So don't be cheap. Go buy it yourself.
We cannot show it. We cannot.
Yes.
We cannot have the sound playing of the pay-per-view going on.
Yes. I can't put it on a monitor behind me so you can watch it behind my shoulder.
We're gonna be doing. We'll be getting a big one of these.
Yes. Well, they will just flat out kill the channel. Period. So,
yeah.
Before we've even started. So, but it should be fun. We're trying to get as many people as possible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to Mark Polton. Maybe I can get him over here.
Like The Rock says, bring it.
Just bring it. Yep, BYOB, and it'll be fun. Regardless of what happens, it'll be fun. So that's it for today this week, guys. As always, if you like what you see, you want to see more of it, hit like, subscribe. Definitely share it out on your social media. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, and if you're not down with that, we got 3 letters for you. TWC.
There you go. Take it easy, guys.